So slightly different thing for this vocabulary tuto. I've got a book, which is my old vocab book from O-level days. Look, O-level, which, you know, is an exam that we had in the UK a long time ago. And this book's quite interesting because it does lists of words, and I don't know the rhyme or reason to how they do these lists of words, because it feels like there's a theme going and then they just veer off in a direction. But there must be some kind of rhyme or reason to it. But we're going to go with that today. So I hope you've got a pen and paper to hand, because I'm going to ask you to jot down what you think the answers are to these. I'm going to say the word to you in English, and you can write down what you think it is in French. Not really after the exact spelling, just getting the word roughly right. That's what this is about. Get extra points for yourself if you get the masculine or feminine right. And some words are in plural only, like les vacances, for example, although that's not going to feature today. Right, let's take it then. So the first one is the sweet shop. I'll give you a list of 10 and then we'll go back over them. Next one, you might say, crikey, this is a difficult one. The ironmongers or hardware shop. They still exist. Can you expand on that at all? Can you say any other kinds of shops? Are there any other shops that you can think of, like bakers, fishmongers, butchers, anything like that? So just make a nice little list of anything you can think of that are shop names. Give you a minute to think about that. So you could have fishmongers, cheese shop, bookshop, pharmacy, perfumery, all those sorts of things. Or jewelers. What would jewelers be? Okay, we're going to carry on. Pancake restaurant. Very useful, you know, these. What is an aisle in a supermarket called in French? An aisle, or a department in a store called? How do you say sale in French, as in sales, nothing to do with boats, but sales in shops? Remember, some are masculine, some are feminine, and some are plural. So imagine you're in a big department store. How would you say the basement? And then if you're in a store, you're going to need your purse. What's the French for purse? Look at me rubbing my hands together. Or wallet. They're two different words. Right, so let's see how you got on with that. So I'm just going to share the whiteboard with you. And let's have a look at some of these. So sweet shop is la confiserie. Hardware shop is la quincaillerie. It's a mouthful, isn't it? Now, other shops, there's a bit of a theme here that you're going to see. So a cheese shop, for example, would be la fromagerie. A baker's would be la boulangerie. So you can see what's the theme. They're all feminine and they end in erie. What else did we say? Butchers, la bûcherie. Pharmacy, la pharmacie. La poissonnerie. Because they end in this E sound, it's this E sound that's making the word feminine. The jewelers was la bijouterie. La bijouterie. And the pancake restaurant was La Crêperie. I'm not going to put accents on because it takes up too much time with the keyboard, but there should be a hat over the E for La Crêperie. Now imagine that you're in a store, in a supermarket. What's an aisle or a department? Le rayon. Le rayon. And some words in French, like holidays, are always plural. Glasses, always plural. And say the sales are, so les soldes, promotion, sales. So les soldes. If you were in a big store and, you know, great big department store, and you were saying, you know, the lower level, below level, you know, below ground floor, it would be le sous-sol. Sol is ground. Le sous-sol. Actually, I didn't ask you this, but the ground floor is actually called le rez-de-chaussée. And you see this in lifts, in elevators, and it's written like that. So if you see RDC written in a lift elevator, then that means you're going to ground floor. And then we said, what's the word for purse? So purse is le porte-monnaie, because monnaie is not money, it's change. So le porte-monnaie is a purse, it's going to hold your change. And what holds your notes, which is a wallet? Le portefeuille. Le portefeuille, because feuille, notes, leaves, I suppose, because feuille means leaves. Le portefeuille. Okay, all good. Excellent. Let's do another list. Let's do another list. Fun this, isn't it? Right. I like it. All right, next list. Dessert. Remember, give yourself extra points if you get the masculine feminine right. It's quite important, isn't it? Appetite. What do you say to people in France when you want to wish them a good meal? You use that word. What do you have the appetizer? What's the appetizer? What's the thing you have before a meal in France called? A slice of bread and butter. Don't make it literal. It's not a literal translation. A slice of bread and butter. I'm doing that because the verb is the same thing. I'll tell you that in a minute. Honey. Pancake. What's the most common French loaf of bread called? Steak. Drink. Black coffee. And white coffee. Okay, I'm going to share the screen with you again, and let's have a look at how you got on with that. So let's clear all those. So we had le dessert. Le dessert for dessert. L'appétit. Oops, sorry. L'appétit with an accent, and that's masculine. Oops. So we say bon appétit, don't we? From when you want to say have a nice meal. L'apéritif. 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 Then it's shortened to l'apéro, which is also masculine. That's the appetizer that you have before a meal. La tartine is a slice of bread and butter. And the verb to spread any kind of spread, you know, like jam or, you know, butter or anything like that, is called tartiner. Tartiner is the verb. Honey, le miel. La crêpe, pancake. Obviously, you got this one right, didn't you? La baguette. Le beefsteak. The beefsteak, or you could have said the steak. La boisson. Le café noir. And le café crème. I haven't put the accents in an actual list. Excellent, well done. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did.